What's up, everybody, and welcome back to my studio. I'm Joseph Finchum. You are you, and yeah, we're painting this raccoon today. This was supposed to be in this week on the schedule, so excellent. Hopefully, I'll get back into the schedule. I don't know. Thank you, Clark Fine Art, for the audio video check, and thank you for being here. You had me scared. When I saw you setting up an hour and a half before the stream saying you were going to go do some painting outside, I was like, oh no! Because D. Lynn also said she might not be able to make it. So, yeah, I got worried. Not that, enough people show up here to actually need moderators, but I thank you for being here. And if anyone doesn't know Angela, Clark Fine Art, or D. Lynn Creative Arts, their links are in the description. Check them out. Angela streams Thursdays, same time as me, 3 p.m. So, all good. Okay, so, and first announcement is, or the only announcement, is that postcards are in the mail. I know there was a delay, and this is the November, December, and the January, February, no, January, February, March, April postcards, I believe. I got so delayed on those that I really lost track of even which ones I'm sending out. And I hope they all make it to everyone and I address them right, because as I was dropping, I pulled the thing on the mailbox and I put the envelopes in, and as they were sliding down, I realized I never put my return address on the back. So I hope they make it to you, because if not, they're gonna get lost. But if you don't get them, let me know. If you do get them, let me know. Okay, so today we will be. Let me switch the camera. Today we're gonna be working on this raccoon guy. I don't know how well you can see him. The transfer did not go well. It's a train wreck. Lots of lines because there's a lot of color in this guy. The picture that is in the thumbnail was the original sketch, which I did like some very basic, not very good shading on it, and that shading, I kind of had to try and get rid of that in Photoshop and then darken it to get the line drawing. So anyway, we're going to be starting with him today, and we are using a Frederick's Red Label canvas. I did not have time to put my additional coats of gesso on it, so it's a little on the rough side. That might be a problem. Hopefully not. Yeah, I get lost in my lines all the time too. So let me see. And yes, cats. It is unbearable here. It's in the mid 80s and terrible. I'm already hot. The studio's already hot. I have the fan on, which is just barely hitting me, because if it hits me, it's going to hit the canvas. And if it hits the canvas, it's going to dry everything even quicker than it's already going to dry. So, okay. We're going to get into this guy. I have a giant pile of different paints here, and I had none on my palette yet because I didn't want them to dry out. So, hopefully this won't go too horribly wrong with the heat. Just whack the camera. It also took me about a half an hour to get my camera to play nice with OBS, because for some reason it kept, like, the focus was like stuck on going like out of focus, snap back into focus, and it was making a clicking noise, and it was terrible. But we'll see what happens. Okay, because of the way I'm doing this, I'm assuming that I will be working from the back to the front, because there is some white in it, and I'm not sure if that white, like I don't want to just leave the canvas white, so we'll see how that goes. This cap is not going back on right. There we go. I will need some white and some black as well. I always use too much and end up with some left over. That's why I buy the big tubes of the black and white. Always the big tubes of the black and white. Okay, let's see where we're going to start here. Let me mist these so they don't dry out on me. Mist my whole palette. Love this thing, Clark Fine Art. Love it. So much better than the bottle I was using. Okay, let's get into it. So, I'm going to start with like an orangey red. I'm going to go, and I'm wearing my old man glasses again. We're going to come up in here. And we're just going to start laying in some color. Yeah, see, the roughness is going to be a bit of a problem. But hopefully as we add paint, we'll be able to fix that. Yeah, it is so hot here. This is definitely not April weather here. I'm trying to get it nice and smooth so that hopefully it'll fill the tooth and make it a little easier to do additional layers. Layer until, look, I'm just sweating my butt off. Let's see. Hi Teresa. Hi Starving. Hi Cat's Art Pics. Hi Clark Fine Art. Thank you all for joining me. If I missed anyone, let me know. There's going to be some black up here in the background. So if some of these edges going this way are a little rough, that shouldn't matter. Add just a little bit of water to this, see if I can thin it down a bit. paint is drying quite quickly. Even spraying it probably wouldn't be enough. Hey George, how you doing? Yes, 87. See, we have window air conditioners and I haven't even put those in yet. So, was not ready for this heat wave. I'm probably going to end up doing just like, black border trim. So I'm not worried about the stuff that overlaps into the background. You know what, I can't. Since those things don't stay on my face, I'm going to go back to my regular glasses and hope all goes well. And I hope I'm doing all of this right because my reference photo is a black and white drawing with shades of gray representing different colors. Oh, it's here. Doesn't matter. We can change it up as we go, just as long as it gets the same effect in the end. That's all we're looking for. Just kind of blending on the canvas. So what you're saying, starving, is that we have your temperatures. Yeah, that's not right. Not for here. All looking at this going, that's a lot of orange and red for a raccoon. But that's the point. There will eventually be some, some black and some blue and some purples. I'm just looking for where there should be more orange. Try and get a little bit more of that more reddish orange. That is too red. And that was gonna go. Baby possums are cute. Adult possums are just teeth with attitude. And trash pandas are adorable. I don't care what anyone says. We used to see them a lot when I first moved here to where I live now. But I haven't seen them in a long time here. Okay. Just to try and fill this in a bit, there's going to be some orange in here. Clean that brush a little bit because the paint is drying on the brush, which is not good. So I'm basically just trying to stick to the colors I have already pre-mixed and putting them in the places they belong. So, starting with the oranges. Why? I don't know. Does anybody else out there do this? Like, do black and white drawings based on what colors you think it's going to be? Or is that just me? Bin bandits? I've heard them called that, yes. And it's an animal I haven't done. That's another reason why I decided on a raccoon. Oh yeah, cats. Possums are crazy. They're all just teeth and claws, and they got little hands. They don't have, paws like other animals. They got little hands. They can grab things. Like otters. I think it's otters that I'm thinking of. That might need to be a little more red. I think that was the wrong shade for that. Okay. Thin that a little too much. This is not the right brush to get fine lines with. Or good sharp edges. Especially on a canvas with a lot of tooth. I prefer the blue label Fredericks, but yeah, couldn't afford it, so I just went with the red label and figured, I'll just gesso it and it'll be okay. And then I forgot to gesso it. We all make mistakes, right? Oh, George, you're in that boat too, huh? Yeah, I burn like a lobster. And needless to say, with, me painting, I'm probably not going to finish this all today. I wish I could, but that likelihood is not much. It's a lot of red on this side. And now I just made wet paint here, so how am I going to do this? See, like I'm adding water to the paint, and then by the time I do 2 or 3 strokes of the brush, the paint on the palette is drying. So hot here. I don't necessarily want this to look exactly like fur. It'll look something like fur, but I'm not trying to paint fur specifically. More, as I usually say, more illustrated. Is it coming out? I would say it's actually a little more orange than what's there, than what you're seeing or what I'm seeing up here. Where is that? That is right here. Yeah, this rough texture is driving me a little crazy. Hey, Rob. Meeting over, huh? Thank you for joining. It's gonna go a little bit more pink towards the end there. And then a little more back to a little bit more of the orangey color, which is a little on the transparent side. So man, no problem, Rob. Any time is better than none. I do appreciate it. If you're still out there, Rob, how are you doing with the heat today? Is it as crazy hot in where you are? I know you're slightly south of me, and George is much more south, and he said it was hotter than it was here, so I assume it's got to be a little hotter where you are. It looked like Rocket. Well, if Rocket got tie-dyed, maybe. And if one of my cats comes to the door and starts scratching at it, it's because I keep saying his name. I have a black and gray striped cat that his name is Rocket. And yes, because of Rocket Raccoon. Because I was a fan of the Guardians of the Galaxy before it was cool. Like back when they were a really bad comic book. I remember when the movie was first getting ready to come out, the first one, I was like, really? They're gonna try and turn that into a comic? Into a movie? And you know what? The movie was pretty dang good. So, okay, that's a big block of red. So let me try and block that part in. There will be some shades of red in here, but I'm just trying to get this all covered up. Right to the edge. Should be using a bigger brush for a bigger spot. But you know me, I like my little brushes. It makes it take longer, but I can't control big brushes. I've tried. That is a skill I have not been able to master. Try and make this thicker so it covers a little better. A little straight red paint. And there will be some blending done in here. Hopefully I can get it right. Okay, see if I can smooth this out a bit. Might have gone a little too far in. Pretty sure I'm almost done with the reds and oranges for the most part. It'll probably need a few more layers to make it look smooth and nice. Keep everything wet. Make sure my brush is clean. I'm going to get into some of this yellow, which is going to be super transparent. I'm going to add a little bit of orange into it. So I added a little bit of white to this to try and make it a little bit more opaque. Yeah, not opaque enough. Where is my unbleached titanium white? That'll make it more opaque. But hopefully preserve the color a bit. Go too far down. is definitely too far down, but I can cover that back up with black. But at the moment, I'm going to need come in here with some white. Did those colors backwards. At least on my drawing, this side is dark and this side is light, but I did them backwards. So. This is going to end up needing quite a bit of cleanup in the end. Lots of things not exactly going where I meant them to go. That I have to let completely dry, because if I don't, there is some blue that's going to go right there, and I'll end up getting green, and there's no green in it. No green at all. At least I don't envision any green. If we accidentally make green, so be it. This is one of those areas where I said there's going to be white. I'm going to paint most of it yellow. Just so I have that yellow to paint in the tooth to go over when I do the white. Hopefully that'll help. And there are definitely going to be spots where I have to go over with some white and some other colors just to try and cover up some of these pencil lines, because the yellows and bright oranges are just a little too transparent. Macs aren't as friendly to upgrade like a PC. I am sure he has not the motherboard book. Yeah, they definitely don't have those. That's why, after about 6 years of owning a Mac, I turned it into a lamp. Because it definitely was no longer good as a computer. And I also, from that point on, decided I would not buy another one. Too much money for too little product, in my opinion. I need something that can last because I can't afford all that stuff. Macs are definitely out of my price range. Heck, PCs are out of my price range. Who am I kidding? I've been trying to buy a new computer for 3, 4 years now. The other side a little bit darker. Somewhere between yellow and What time is it? 4 o'clock? Now we're in. Okay. Yeah, a decade's pretty good, Clark. The only thing I can think of is when you got your Mac, you got, I'm gonna assume, the highest end one you could. Because that's what it takes to have one last a decade, in my opinion. Yes, the affordability definitely there. Okay, can I get this just a tad bit darker in that little crease there? And the way Cat's Art Picks is always pushing Linux, I'd say she probably owns stock in that, but that's not how Linux works. That was a big glob. Um, hmm. Usually I go for a desktop. The only laptops I've ever had were hand-me-downs, so I am not afraid of a hand-me-down. I'm a broke artist. This yellow paint is getting very globby, and I'm running out of it. Maybe if I treat this just a little bit more like I'm just blocking it in, I can get a little bit more done faster. But to really answer your question, cats art pics. In a perfect world, I would have both. Like I think that's what Lisa does. I think Lisa has like a desktop that's like running stuff, and then the laptop is doing all of like the recording and sending it to the desktop. But I could be wrong on that. I have tried that setup before and not had much luck with it. Mostly because the laptop I had was old. I mean, this computer is going on 16, and my laptop, which died, would have been like 11. Years old, that is. Okay, there's a little yellow on the other side. Let's see if we can take care of that before I am completely out of yellow. And it goes, where does it go? It's about the top of the nose, so it's got to be up in here. Let's call it here. You know, anything to make these streams go easier. That's all I want. And editing. Oh, when I saw Angela on Discord the other day, and she's like, you know, she's like, okay, I'm gonna go edit this, and then like an hour later, she was like, okay, I'm done. Like, oh, I wish I could have that. For me, you know, the editing takes me hours because every time I actually make an edit and like pull the one clip back, you know, it stops and it lags and then it jumps. And the rendering out a video is the worst for me. That's where everything goes horribly wrong. Yes, I am. But I'm editing in Adobe CS6 or 5.5 actually. I can't, like, again, it's that whole affording things. Like, I can't afford a monthly subscription to the new, you know, the new Adobe stuff. I gotta use what I have. And it just keeps getting older and slower and older and slower. uh, get a little bit of that red. And you know, the whole thing with YouTube and the fact that I keep getting more subscribers, but my watch time keeps going down. I don't know how to, I can't seem to fix that. I keep trying, but nothing seems to work. I mean, I could just try and make more videos, but in order for me to make more videos, I have to, you know, ignore everything else that goes on in the world and my life. And, you know, I had to do all of the yard work in the last couple of weeks, so can't be in the studio if you got to clean up your yard. And you got to clean up your yard because in New York, if you don't, you know, they come by and they give you a ticket. I've I've tried Da Vinci, I don't know which one it was I tried. The DaVinci Resolve. I tried that, and I don't know. It just didn't seem to work well with my computer, or it didn't work well with me. One of the two. Okay. Can I make? That was way too black. Got to concentrate here for a second. I will get back to chat in a minute. Let me scroll up for a second because I missed what started. I don't know. If you run an old live stream or if you watch one of my old live streams, leave a comment on it because YouTube will tell me you left a comment, and then I can tell if it like changed or not, you know? But if it's an old one that no one's watching, I have no idea if anything, or if no one's commenting on it, I have no idea if anything ever changes. That's the only problem. Okay, what time is it? Let me go back. Hey, James GSR. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, well, I'm gonna get dangerous here and just try and work on this nose a bit, since we're running out of time. The nose and the eyes. Mm. And yes, I hope you feel better too, James. Like I said, this transfer was a train wreck. Can't see where my lines are. Some places I can't see anything but my lines. Some places I can't see the lines at all. Mm. Since I'm gonna have to go over some of this, some of the eyes, with white. I might as well just try and paint the whole thing. That so does not look right. But we'll fix it. Not at this very second, but we will eventually fix it. The shape is off. As I said, train wreck. No, I do not, but I have an address. I'm not afraid to give that out to people I trust. Everyone who's a patron of mine has my address because I don't have a P.O. box. Oh, this is such a mess right now. This is a mess, and I haven't even gotten to the ugly stage. As long as I have the black out. Can't keep the paint from drying. It's too dang hot in here. Thank you, Cat's Art Pics. Thank you for joining. Much appreciated. I'll see you next time. Should I just do the whole area blue black? Because it is going to be black. Uh, Probably jumping the gun a little bit here. But I just want to feel like I got something done because this looks like I've been working on it for 10 minutes, not almost an hour and a half. Maybe once I get these eyes blocked in, I should. Hi, Dylan. Bye, Dylan. I didn't even see you come in. I apologize for that. Hey, for Nick Asian. I'm going to say that nice and slow, just in case YouTube is being stupid today. Never heard of Leroy Neiman, but I'm not a sports guy. I am not big on the sport ball. Unless playing. Like when I was a kid, I played a lot of sports, but after that, I just fell out of it. I don't like statistics either. Maybe that's why. I'll just cover it up. I was trying to leave it like a little open because I know there's going to be blue highlights in here. I'm just going to cover it up, and then if I have to, I'll paint the highlights white and then put the blue over the white. Yeah, he's starting to look a little bit like a raccoon. Yeah, I think I bit off a little more than I could chew on this one. I can't keep the point on this brush for the life. It just keeps. The paint is drying, in the bristles, which is making it like flare out a little bit. Oh yeah, it's just while I'm working with it. I thank you, James GSR. Yes, a little rubbing alcohol will clean it right up. Currently just making my life harder. Because I know there's going to be quite a bit of color coming off of his little chin here. This is why you shouldn't take reference pictures and then draw something out of your imagination. You just make your life harder. Ugly stage is real. Okay, I'm about to call it quits for the day. I can't take this paint drying the way it is anymore. We can come back next week when hopefully we'll have more spring-like temperatures. And hope for a better outing next week. Okay. And I may dabble with it a little bit during the week when I'm not destroying a bathroom or improving a bathroom. I'm destroying it. Okay. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Clark Fine Art, for moderating. And Dylan, thank you for coming by and helping out. Links in the description for them and all of my stuff, and there might be some affiliate links. I don't know. I hear it. Angela, Clark Fine Art, posted on her Discord a thing about the affiliate links and how they're a great way to help, your favorite creators. I've seen no proof of this. But, yeah. Thank you all for being here. Check out my Patreon if you want. You can follow for free, or you can sign up for one of the higher tiers, and those will get you the postcards and sometimes some other stuff and some reference photos if I ever get a chance to go anywhere ever again. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, this I will definitely be continuing next week, and maybe a little work during the week if I can. Um, yeah, I just don't want to. I don't want to find myself rushing it, because when I rush, I don't. I don't do my best work. Like the dragon, that took so much time. Yes, the people have to use them. There also has to be people. Okay, anyway. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. I'm going to hit the end button and play the video that never seems to work. See you next time. Bye. Hey, what's up, everybody, and thanks for watching. First off, a big thanks to my moderators, Clark Fine Art and D. Lynn Creative Arts. Links in the description. Go check them out. They're great. They really help out by keeping the chat lively and in order. Don't go anywhere just yet. There are other ways you can help support my channel, like checking out my Patreon, as others have, where you can follow for free or select a tier that fits your needs. You can hop on over to my website where you have access to my original arts as well as prints, and even check out the merch store where new stuff is added now and then. If you'd like to check out